During the 1940s and 1950s, reports of flying saucers became a cultural phenomenon in the United States of America. These reports of people seeing strange objects in the sky gave Hollywood the raw material they needed to create their visions of potential dangers. Fears like these are depicted in movie posters from the 1950s and 60s, such as Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Ever since, flying saucers have come to symbolize both the hopes and the fears of people living in today's modern world. These ideas are connected to ongoing speculations regarding the possibility of life on the moon, canals on Mars, and Martian civilizations. Are these supposed visitors from other worlds peaceful and kind, or do they intend to wage war against humanity and wipe it off the face of the Earth? The destructive power of the atomic bomb raised serious concerns about the potentially transformative role the technology could play. Fear of the possibilities for destruction during the Cold War era provided fertile ground for peak terrestrial anxieties to manifest visions of flying saucers and aliens from other worlds who might be hiding among us in plain sight. This occurred during the period when the United States was engaged in a Cold War with the Soviet Union. Enough with a bit of history. Here's what. You've heard of Area 51 by now. We already mentioned that these sightings were in the 1950s, right? Well, Area 51 was built in the same period, the 1950s. Coincidence? We think not. In recent decades, a number of whistleblowers have begun to share their allegations regarding alleged covert projects dealing with alien technology that's being conducted in the infamous Area 51. When the documentary about Bob Lazar came out, there was a lot of renewed interest in this particular subject. There are several groups of people who hold the opinion that the top-secret army base operated by the United States Army has been involved in the trade of extraterrestrial goods. According to the statement that a former engineer made in an interview with Dr. Stephen Greer, he believes that the military has been holding aliens captive for the purpose of conducting research and studies on them. Bill Uhouse, the former engineer, has been named in multiple reports as having worked for a top-secret military installation in the United States. What comes instantly to our minds when we hear news like this is that maybe this was never an actual engineer in Area 51. But the reports he provided proved it. In addition to all this, he asserts that there were actual aliens present at the location. He also added that he had a more comprehensive understanding of what exactly Area 51 was than the typical person. And if we are to believe his assertions, then it was President Eisenhower's directives that resulted in a clear separation between the people who lived in the rest of the country and those who worked at Area 51. For clarity, Eisenhower served as the 34th President of the United States from 1953. The former engineer claims that President Eisenhower made the decision that the people should not be informed about the whereabouts of the area. Even though the former Area 51 engineer passed away in 2009, his ideas have provided so much energy to start a serious discussion all over the world. In fact, he's known as a whistleblower regarding the activities that are taking place in that region. His actual reports suggest that he was employed in the deconstruction of extraterrestrial technology. However, it's not been determined whether he was actually an engineer for Area 51. In addition to this, he stated that other officials and engineers were given the responsibility of reverse engineering the technology that they had discovered. In an interview with latest UFO sightings, Uhouse revealed that the group was, in essence, collaborating with extraterrestrial people. The engineer also claimed that the extraterrestrials that the Army had abducted on site were EBEs, which stands for Extraterrestrial Biological Entities, and that he would be working on them along with a group of other engineers at the site itself. In his report, he divided extraterrestrials into 3 distinct groups, which he referred to as small, medium, and tall rankings. He also added that the reason why this location is kept in the strictest of confidence is because of an agreement for peace that was signed between the United Nations and the United States. Now, even though there is some skepticism regarding the veracity of his work for Area 51, he actually did serve in the Marine Corps for close to 10 years as a test pilot for a variety of unusual experimental aircraft. And during that time, he was involved with the project. Over the past 3 decades, Bill has worked as an engineer for several companies that provide services to the defense industry. According to his testimony in 1958, he was approached about contributing to the development of a top-secret technology that was a flying disc simulator. In 1953, an engineer who had previously worked at Area 51 received a request to assist with the recovery of a crashed UFO in Kingman, Arizona. The wreckage of the vehicle that had crashed was transported to this location, which at the time was still in the process of being built up. According to House, the vehicle was occupied by 4 extraterrestrial beings, all of whom had been injured but managed to survive. After that, this extraterrestrial crew was taken to Los Alamos, where they assisted in the process of reverse engineering the recovered UFO. Because of new sightings or older sightings found in existing files, the office that tracks reports of UFOs has added almost 400 additional sightings to its catalog over the course of the last year, bringing the total number of UFO sightings to over 500. The declassified version of the annual report on UFOs, which the government refers to as UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomena, was released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence some time ago. The investigation found that there have been a total of 510 sightings of UAPs since the office that tracks them was established in 2004. And when compared to the 144 sightings that were included in the initial report in 2021, this is a significant increase. The 366 additional sightings were either newly reported or found in previous reports within the archives. According to the findings of a department within the Department of Defense, roughly half of the additional sightings exhibited unremarkable characteristics. Out of the additional sightings, 26 have been identified as drones, 163 as balloon-like objects, and 6 as just clutter in the air. That leaves 171 mysteries to be solved, some of which displayed unusual flight characteristics or performance, and thus call for additional investigation. The most recent analysis suggested the increase in UAP sighting reports can be partially attributed to the diminishing social stigma that surrounds such reports. Most of the new information comes from aviators and operators in the United States Navy and United States Air Force who have seen a UAP and have reported it through official channels. An improved understanding of the potential threats that UAPs pose as a threat to flight safety or as a possible adversary collection threat may also be contributing to the rise in the number of sightings reported. According to a statement made by a U.S. official to CBS News, none of the incidents have been conclusively linked to China, Russia, or any other country at this time. The mysteries of Area 51 and its relation to aliens or UFOs are still a topic of great fascination and speculation for many people. Even though the US government officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 in recent years, the nature of the work that takes place there remains highly classified and shrouded in secrecy. And while some people claim to have insider knowledge about what goes on at Area 51, the truth behind these claims remains difficult to verify. But what if it was all true? What could this mean for humanity?